The dream is real. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your lifestyle specialist, Kenneth Burns, reporting live from Loveland. And this is where amazing happens. I actually was just talking about something with Shelly B, because the Park at 14th is where amazing happens, but Loveland is too. Yeah, take that, Mark Bond. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start the show off by saying this is a very necessary conversation. We laid the groundwork for today's conversation on the last episode, episode 25. This is episode 26. It's entitled The United States of America versus Everybody. And I think it's appropriate that we have this conversation, nation, because there are a lot of things that is going on that you should know about. So without further ado, I want you to put your hands together for my illustrious panel of superheroes. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, Shelly B from DC. How are you?
What it do? What it do?
Yeah, it's the polka dots or those watermelon, apple, pineapple. Okay, yep. Round of applause. Keep them going, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for my dog, Natural Bars, Hasididi himself. How you doing, champ?
Chilling, big bro.
You good?
Can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
Blessed.
You already started? You started dating? You already? You there? Because we need that.
No, not today. We chilling. But I got facts. You know I got facts.
I'm about to say, we need that third eye today, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep those round of applause going for Sugar's Eyes. Sugar's Eyes is in the building. Sugar, what's happening?
Hey, y'all.
Sugar be rolling in my eyes, child. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important.
I'm like,
yeah, because you don't know what we're gonna say, what we're gonna do. This is the nation. But I want to start this conversation off, y'all. The United States of America versus everybody. It's some heavy times. It's some heavy times going on. You know, we've been looking at the news, and this China and Russia led that's going on with this currency. I want to open up the flow because it's getting serious. Hasididi, talk to us, baby.
It is getting serious. I want to lead. They want me to lead with the facts. I'm gonna lead with the facts. So let's go. The ruble is not strong enough. So
right, that's the Indian. That's the Indian. That's Indian currency. Let's let everybody know what we're talking about. Ruble.
Well, no, it's the ruble and the rupee. The rupee is the Indian.
Okay.
And the ruble is Russia also uses the ruble. However, there's a couple currencies we really should pay attention to while we have this conversation, right? Okay. Because when there's tension in the world, we're burgeoning war. When we're burgeoning war, the Swiss franc is very strong as a currency.
And why is that, Hasididi? Why is the Swiss franc very important?
The Swiss franc is very important because Swiss manufactures and or has iron ore as a majority and steel as one of its natural resources.
To back their franc.
To back their currency, but also they produce weaponry, right? Like when we're talking guns being made and or metal parts being produced, they're being done via those resources, so their currency increases.
Right, and so for most people that are listening that don't know how currency works, it's normally backed by something, a natural resource, something that can guarantee, the money, so to speak. But continue, my brother. We have an education today, y'all. We get into the nitty gritty. We learning something today.
Or to even stack on that, right? The currency's value is based off of its GDP. Its GDP is going to be based off of its exports and imports, which its natural resources are factored in.
Right.
That goes into a lot of other things. Which leads me to my next point: the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar actually moves with gold. And
which the United States once upon a time did as well, but now we print money like it's printable.
Right. Since 1933, we broke away from that standard. And there's also the Canadian dollar, which the Canadian dollar moves with oil. So these are also auxiliary currencies that we're going to want to pay attention to. However, to address the facts here, Russia uses the ruble. The ruble is not strong enough, nor does Russia have the proper footing to go against the other world powers that exist. Specifically naming the next two up would be China and America.
Right.
America has the largest economic and military stronghold in the world. Hence why we have the ability to back our currency, how we've backed our currency with the fractional banking system and various policies.
That's the reason we keep doubling down on all this war stuff, and they had no wars.
Absolutely.
Just so we could bully people around the world. Don't let that go over your head.
Absolutely.
All right, come on.
Absolutely. To back that with the fact, America spends the most money in the entire globe, next to 26 countries, on its defense and military budget, while none of those 26 countries pose a threat because we hold NATO.
Right, and let me I want to jump in here. So, when we look at what the brother Haas just broke down and how currency works, and I know you got more, Haas, but I want to bring an educator to the floor. Sugar, when you think about the fact that another educator actually that teaches children, not how you teach the world on TKBS Nation. but the point I'm trying to make, you look at how it's backed. You look at the way that the world works. Even thinking about Switzerland, New Zealand, those countries are this big. You know what I'm talking about? And to see how they play a major point in the conversation. And to your point, Haas, and I want to know what you think, Sugar, we are thugs. The United States dollar is based on the things we are willing to do in our history. How do you feel about it? Because you're a teacher, Sugar. And then when I think about America, it's some whole ass shit that's been done to a lot of people, not just here, but around the country, so that we can have the foothold we have in the world. What do you think about that, Sugar?
Okay, so first of all, the problem for me is it goes back when I was young, 4th grade. We were fighting in the Gulf War, right? And unfortunately, we are fighting in a battle to get money.
Yep.
When we need to be protecting the people that are in our own country.
Facts.
So I just didn't understand why we were trying to get rights for other people. And I was 9 years old.
Right.
I was just like, well, why are we there when we've got people here that don't have food to eat?
Right.
And we have people here that don't have housing. So when you said that word bully, that really lit a fire with me, because it's been going on for the entirety of our country being established. Period. Or stolen, or whatever word you want to use. But the problem for me also is we are printing money, like you said, like there's something to back it up. But the gold reserve is low. Yeah. So basically we just print out money like we got open lines of credit. Yes. And we're not paying our credit card.
Facts.
So that's just how I have to look at it from that perspective, because quit charging students. Quit charging all your stuff at the cafeteria knowing you ain't got no money on your cafeteria account.
No, facts. And Shelly B,
so that's what
we've been eating free for a long time.
Yeah, no, facts, free. And I'm coming to you, Shelly B. But that's Sugar. That's we are a mentally challenged nation. We are a mentally challenged nation, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Can we get gunshots right there?
Yeah, you need a gunshot. You need a gunshot. There you go. I'm trying to chill on the gunshots. My cousin Tony been on me, but my point is, we're mentally challenged. And I ain't gonna hold you. And Shelly, I gotta get your take on this. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd rather be the bully than the bully. I mean, when you think about how the world works, and listen, we ain't gonna dump all, the shit on America. I don't want to live in China. I don't want to live in Russia. I don't want to live in India. I don't want to live in none of these countries that have the poverty rates they have, the control over their, people that they have. But we here, we got some mental issues. And I ain't talking about mental health. I'm talking about just the way we've been systemically trained, right? Because case in point, and Shelly, I need your advice on this and your commentary on this. When we show up today, we don't show up like we're showing up to the world. We're showing up for who we see and what we see here. We emulate what we see. We don't think globally. But the United States, the powers that be do. Dog, if you think about what's going on in China right now, what's the reason China acting like this, Shelly? It's because we got them ships in that water over there in the part of the region we own. And we've been playing Monopoly forever. So, Shelly, how do you feel about that and how it constitutes to the actions that these people are taking?
It's either you go rogue or you go home. Oof. Do we owe them or do they owe us?
Talk that American talk.
We have We have dumbed down on a lot of things in technology, in education.
Yeah.
And we continue to try to impress our peers here when we need to be not impressing, but showing the level of freedom when it comes to believing in this, the level of freedom and sustainability, believing in this right here. But we will culturally look at their films and their children and their TikTok and everything else and say, oh, well, we can do it better here. But are we really doing it better here?
Yeah, absolutely not. Because we are a nation of followers to the point that we don't have our own identity. Even Black people, and I'm talking to you, Black people, what is our culture? You couldn't tell me in 5 minutes, let alone 5 seconds. You can't tell me what our culture is, because our culture is not buying everything. Our culture is not celebrating dummies. Hello? Our culture is not all the things we do every single day. Every single day, we wake up in the morning trying to find some dumb shit to celebrate and or applaud and or to magnify or amplify. Now,
instead of waking up when their financial times come out and looking at what your next investment is going to be, because they already knew it 2 weeks ago.
Or try preparing for our future, our children's future, our future. We don't wake up every day with that. We wake up every day about how we gonna get to that bag, or how we gonna get to that car, or how we gonna get to them things. Sugar, what was you about to say? And I got something for you, Haas.
But the problem, honestly, I agree with Shelly. Like, we're not waking up trying to think of what's next. We're just trying to stay ahead. So it's like the country of the United States, or the nation of the United States, unfortunately operates as, I just want to be better than, not I want to be better than myself. So we are not, I don't disagree with what you said, KB, but I want to challenge what you said, because you said our country is mentally challenged. I think we really are operating out of a elitist mindset. Like, no matter whether we really are better, we think we're better than everybody.
Yeah, well, Sugar, I just want to rock. I just want to, party, yada, yada. I just want to rock. So the point I'm trying to make,
whatever,
and I agree. I totally agree. And it's an elitist mindset, but I'm talking about thinking for ourselves. If we all woke up every day with the thought process that we got to care about everything around us, including the rest of the world, we would be way ahead of the people that are pouring into our minds what they want us to think, want us to have, how we should move. Because to be honest with you, these aren't our wars. These aren't our wars. Yeah. We're not starting any wars. We're not causing. If anybody was to think about our contribution about Black culture or American culture, we provide energy for the world. You make money, China. You make money, Russia. You make money everywhere in the world as a capitalistic society, community, society. Mm-hmm. You benefit from the States. My thing is, like, we don't think like that though. We follow suit. Now all of a sudden, the money getting funny. And they about to discredit the currency. And I'm coming to you right now, Haas. You discredit the currency because you know that's how you could potentially affect us. If you're not trading in this world of currency and using the US dollar, it continues to diminish. We look at the currency in Mexico. In South America, it means nothing. That's why they promoting on TikTok right now. You can buy a crib that look like the White House, but $22,000 on the internet to TikToks. But the point I'm trying to make is, Haas, and I want you to kind of connect that and correlate that, because I don't think it's possible in our lifetime, but maybe a generation or two from now, because I feel like if they try to disrupt our currency in a way, we're gonna go blow some shit up, and it's gonna be World War III, and then we're gonna configure the whole world economy. But how do you feel about that, Haas?
All right, I want to start with let's start with the scariest part, right? The scariest part is the economy and the dollar value and that being repeated. Nobody can devalue our currency. Only we can, right? And the only way we can or will is if we deem, meaning the powers that be, those that are in control of America, not solely but collectively, right? And that includes the 12% owned by Saudi Arabia, your X amount owned by Russia, your X amount owned by China, as well as our governing bodies. And those governing bodies, meaning your leaders of medicine, your leaders of agriculture, your leaders of military, and your leaders of economy.
Got it.
Deciding that that's the best way to go would be, and it wouldn't be a devaluation. It would be a transition from fiat currency to another form of currency for a different form of control.
You mean fiat? Hold on, you got people. We got to explain fiat currency. What
all right, so like fiat currency is any coinage or tokenization that we can physically exchange: dollars, coins, things like that.
You were talking to three people on this actual episode in your face, so you can imagine the 10,000 plus downloads we get a month. I said 10,000 plus downloads. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Talk your shit.
Fiat currency.
So right. So the only way that we would ever see that happening is, right, and this is to connect what you and Sugar just highlighted, right? Is, as you stated, I just want to rock. If you control, who controls the media controls the mind.
Yeah, that's right. But see, that's, I'm sorry, not to
monkey see, monkey do. It all goes together.
Hello? Huh?
Right.
Hello?
And so,
hold on, though, Haas. But that's what I think China and Russia trying to do right now. When the people's met the other week, but what I'm saying, not just TikTok, not just the things that they control that they push throughout the world, not just Russia, you know what I'm saying, ambushing us every chance they get, cyber warfare style. Not just that.
Right.
But I'm talking about now, they never been nations that just throw shit out there like the United States. United States of America throws shit out just to play with your emotions. They will show you a whole rigged government election. Don't let this go over your head now. They will give you all this shit on television 42 hours a day. It's only 24. 42 hours a day. But they never do that over there. The only thing we hear from abroad, and I'm gonna get to this point, the only thing we hear from abroad is what they want us to know. It's not, they don't even let the media, China will not let, nigga, the wall is up. The curtain is closed. But for the first time, and this is what I got out the 100-year statement that Yun, is his name Yun? Shouty Yun, and then got down Vladimir, my partner Vladimir. You feel me?
He different.
Not my partner, but I'm just playing. You hear me? Bust that gun. The point I'm trying to make is, they threw that sauce out there like, yeah, we about to disrupt the whole thing, and it ain't been like this in 100 years. When I heard it, we ain't had this kind of. That's because they now with the shits. They now with the game of mind control and mind, you know what I'm saying, like manipulation. You feel me? Because at the end of the, hold on, Sugar.
They not just now with it.
No. But what I'm saying, they're outwardly like, all right, we finna play. I never seen their hand in the pot like now. Is my point.
All right, go ahead. I want Sugar to take this off before I go in. Go ahead, Shelly. Go ahead, ladies. I want to go last.
Sugar, you was about to say something, Sugar.
I was just gonna say that they've been doing it underhandedly, but you already fixed what I thought needed to be fixed.
Yeah, cyber warfare all day long.
They've been doing it. They've been controlling their own narrative. We are the ones that have not been controlling our narrative. One of my mentors used to say, if you don't want people to say anything about you, make your own headlines.
Yeah.
So you the narrative. But the United States is so flipped that we can't control our narrative because we're not on one accord. We are the disunited States. We're not united, period.
The disunited States of America. Shelly B, what was you gonna say, babe?
I gotta always come with a point and an article.
Talk to us.
Rand Corporation, nonpartisan global entity. Russia is a rogue.
Rand is very partisan, but I'm gonna let you live. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Russia is a rogue. China is a peer and not a rogue. Understanding, you got to realize these are two entities that are right next to each other. You don't think that they're learning off of each other in the sense of not just globally, but with their money, with their wars, with legacy of how they did things.
Yeah.
But that's not what we want to pay attention to. We're just thinking, oh my goodness, when are we going to have to, I don't know, how is America going to get involved with this? Too late and too soon.
Too late and too soon. I want to say this. And then, Haas, I want to button up this Russia, China, now Brazil, India, all these people that are getting into this this idea that we're going to teach the U.S. a lesson and we're going to use these things to negotiate trade deals and all the rest of the things that come with these decisions. But I'm looking at this, and I want to stress to the nation that you better get some things of value in your hand that are not actual physical money. You better protect yourself from these banks and how this credit, you can't see credit. It's the greatest thing that never existed. You can't touch the credit. I mean, you can touch your credit card, it works, but there's no money, there's nothing, there's no dirt, there's no gold, there's no
guns
thing.
and butter, baby.
You feel what I'm saying? And the idea of it's great. We all use it. It works for our advantage, right? But you better get you something that you could touch and that you can outright own and use for leverage. I'm just saying.
Some guns and butter.
Yeah, because I don't understand, and I'm trying to. I don't understand the outward games that our leaders are playing right now. I don't understand it, because the way I look at old men, especially white men and Asian men, in the way that Yun, right? It's Yun. That Yun is acting. I hope I'm saying this right, because Tiffany still hasn't given me the correct pronunciation. If I've been saying it wrong, it's her motherfucking fault. But the point I'm trying to make, I don't trust old white men. I don't trust them to protect the world and leave us whole. I don't. Because their idea of it all is control. Their idea of it all is to hold things so that they could be on top for generations. I was just watching, what's that thing I was watching on about the Africa
Town.
Yeah, Africa Town. I was watching this thing called Descendants. And if you have not watched that, and it's no spoiler alert because you still need to watch it, but they've been looking for this last slave ship, the Clotilda, forever. I'm talking about forever. To only find it, and it's not too long ago that they found it. And over the years, people had went to continue. It's the Mayer family out of Mobile, the Mayer family. And these motherfuckers had red obelisks in different parts of the town in which they own property. But anyway, that's some devil shit. But they literally would go blow pieces of this boat up every chance they got, it seemed. Because they said when they found it, they found explosion shit. And I'm talking about more recent than when they burned it down when they first brought it over, because it was a crime punishable by death when the Clotilda came with that last load. It's 110. But the point I'm trying to make is these motherfuckers are still doing that shit. Okay, we just ain't on slave ships. We just controlled in our environments, in our silos, and they continue to pimp us and use us and do all the shit that they've been doing for goddamn 8 forever. Okay, so I don't trust them. I do not trust them. And if you talk to my manager, Derek Dudley, he'll tell you the same thing. This man's the littlest, most biggest black fucking activist. And I just told him he need to run for office today because he gives me these stories and this information. I bring it to you motherfuckers, and the dream is real. But the point I'm trying to make is, we in trouble. Ooh, we in trouble. Because somebody gonna bust that gun. Somebody in this big three is gonna bust that gun, y'all. Somebody gonna bust that gun. You see your boy Vladimir moving across, goddamn. Trying to go through Ukraine. He got a little hiccup. He didn't think that was gonna hold. They gonna be as strong as they are now. But he trying to move across Europe. Why you think he going that way? He want to get it all. But this is the mentality. So I want you to button this up because we got 2 more topics to cover. Hasadidi, give me some information, man. Come on, give me some knowledge.
All right. So everything we just highlighted, as much as we could talk about currency, as much as we could talk about media and mind control, it goes back to tracing to the root. What is the reason for government, right? And how they function.
Right.
So while we speak about money, we're talking about a capitalistic world because the dollar is 1 for 1 on a currency and trade basis, right? However, we know that the CCP or the Communist Party runs China, while Russia is a republic, and we claim to be democratic, while still being a democratic republic. Whole shit show going on behind that curtain.
Right.
But I say that to say this: everybody's goal is to increase their footprint. What they're doing, they believe to be working best for them and should work best for the world.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, it's working. they got control of their people.
To a degree, because no one is in singular power or a singular position to dominate the other.
But Haas, listen, let them be. If they were to be, China's functioning at a high clip. They're making money. Their people grow. They got businesses. They got great trade. The currency strong. Russia, same thing. United States, same thing. What is the point? And I get the point because it goes back to the sugar statement and what I said about bullying. But what's the point, my nigga? Like what?
The point.
Why do we have to be where we are? The attempt of what?
It's an attempt at, all right, so I always say this, and I have this weird statement, it's gonna sound hella philosophical, but I say our worst real shit, we live in our worst dystopia. Real shit, we live in our worst dystopia because we believe only our utopia is for everybody.
Okay, so I love that. Round of applause for that genius.
The English version of that is we think we're right.
Yeah, so dystopia. I never heard dystopia till today, and I know what utopia is. So I'm assuming it's the opposite, but I agree.
Absolutely,
I agree, 1,000%. All right, well, I think that wraps that up. Please continue to have that conversation daily. It seems like there's something new in a certain territory or region that's joining this group of people that want to destroy the currency on some type of level, devalue it. But gun laws, ladies and gentlemen, I just learned Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you earned doubled. All the cash back from eating at your favorite soup dumpling restaurant doubled. All the cash back from that trip where you sort of learned to snowboard also doubled. And the best part, you don't have to do anything ridiculous to get it. Nope. Discover does it automatically. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Yo, if you thought the McCrispy was bussin', hold up. Bacon and Ranch have entered the chat. Say hello to the Bacon Ranch McCrispy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's, limited time only.
Gun laws, ladies and gentlemen. I left Nashville with my family, and the day I got back, the next day, they done ran the school, killing the babies and the elders. I am disgusted with the way this country, the United States of America, values their guns. Understandably so, the right to protect yourself. But these military style weapons, you're going into these schools, killing children, but the first thing we're supposed to do is ban them. That means do not make them available for public consumption or use. The first thing. And I will bust no guns in this segment because this is not appropriate. I wanted to bust one there, but stay focused. The point I'm trying to make, thank you. The point I'm trying to make is like, how as human beings does this continue to happen? What is the number right now? This year it's March and there's 138, I want to get the number right, mass shootings with semi-automatic weapons, and there's no problem, and you're not rushing to do something about it, and you weird ass families are having Christmas cards with your children holding semi-automatic weapons.
I got last again.
130 mass shootings? Are you? And you're sending Christmas cards out, you fucking weirdos? You fucking assholes, you're literally sending out, it makes me so mad. You're really on that. You're really seeing children die at a larger clip than cancer, disease, any other disease, gun violence, things that other humans bring upon other humans. I'm sorry, House, what are you gonna say? It's fucking disgusting me.
I got an opposing view on this. The reason being,
that's why you're here, Negro. I'm gonna stop saying nigga
exactly.
Today.
My opposing view on this is I'm a Second Amendment, or I'm pro gun. The reason being, I myself, having been in Tennessee as well as living in America, being a black man, there's a shit ton of reasons why I could validate the reason for automatic or semi-automatic weapons.
Okay, but you're not walking into a school shooting it up.
Now that's where I'm going with this, right?
Okay, get there, nigga.
So starting out, there is a reason for us to own high capacity, high caliber weapons in nature, against government, all of the above, against invasion. However,
hold up.
Listen.
No, hold up. I'm mute him. Don't mute him. Listen, you just said it. You want to arm up in case there's a revolution. There will be no revolution because people ain't trying to go against the government like that. If they was about that life, it been 50 million, 1,100 years for them to bust a move. Ain't nobody, and I'm coming right to you, Sugar, and Sugar. But it's been 150, 11 million years. You could have busted a move. Ain't nobody busting no move. You trained. That's my point and why we can't allow semi-automatic weapons to people that are not in the mental capacity. Because guess what? They're getting fed up, Haas. They're not saying, oh, fuck the government, the ones who are doing the motherfucking atrocities. But they say,
that's not true. That's not true.
No, but then
that's
where?
You're reading it wrong.
I'm reading it right.
You're reading it wrong. Let me put you on. This is what everybody's missing in this scenario. And I agree with the surface level. That's the surface level. Yes, you're right there. However, what you're mistaken on is the fact that there being a clear byproduct and representation of the mentality implemented by your government and its stronghold and or positioning in the world. If we are the largest military, then we are the largest paramilitary. We are also the only nation to encompass a continent from east to west, changing then state lines of population, granting us that military power. However, when in states of chaos and economic distress, what are people going to do? They're going to attempt to side with the powers that be. Siding with the powers that be in the state of economic unrest, and I have the most guns and the biggest guns and access to them, then guess what? I got the right to go kill a bunch of people, because if I kill less people or more people, then you can have more money and then I have more freedom. That's what we're missing in this shit.
No, hold on. I hear the logic, but it's some bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit.
It is.
No. And Sugar, you're next. The reason why it's some bullshit is because that's where humanity is lost. Right in that statement. And I get, you're here for the facts. You are on this show to give us what you just gave us. But that is such bullshit. And to be honest with you, only white people do it. Only white people do it. Sugar, come on.
They're trying to maintain their position.
No, fuck the position. Honestly. Sorry, Sugar, come on.
So the problem is, I hear all the things that Haas said, and I agree with a lot of them.
Right.
But the problem is, with rights to bear arms and rights to, protect whatever entity you're protecting, right? We cannot unify in order to have a revolution because we can't agree with each other. So regardless of race, regardless of class, regardless of any of that, we cannot revolt against something that is ridiculous, i.e. our government, because we cannot come together.
Yeah, facts. Shelly, you come and say something, baby?
She said it.
Right.
I mean, literally, there are things that I agree with, and there are things that I do not agree with. If we look at the economic state of that culture, okay, they are some of the highest, the literacy rate, okay? They live in the poorest rural areas. But what is showcased is us. We're the ones.
Right.
Okay. They still hold the highest in WIC, in food stamps, in TANF, and
that's why they won't get rid of it. Y'all thought it was about y'all. You thought you was gonna. The only reason you still can get the food stamps because there's more white people than you getting them, player. Facts.
Okay.
That goes back to like even when President Obama was in office and how they were against Obamacare. But whenever you called it something else and it was the same thing, they were like, oh yeah, I need that insurance. Probably because you've been working in coal mines and you have no health care, you have no dental care, you have nothing, but you hear a black man's name on it, you don't want it.
That's right.
But you ignorant because you don't even know what it is.
Well, people used to get mad at me because they were like, oh, but Obama did this for us. I said, you mean Kennedy care? Let's take that back to there. Exactly. Let's take that back to the Cold War. Okay,
Exactly.
Let's take that back to when we were trying to, and they were saying, here's this welfare program. We're going to give this to our people because we know you're going to vote us in office.
Yeah, no,
but
listen.
They weren't.
Listen, the game is rigged. The game is rigged. The problem is in-house. I hear you 1,000%. I know why. But the level of ignorance to the difference between the government implementing their thought process and why, or even excusing the reasons, why.
There is no excuse.
Right? And that's my whole point. And I think that's a problem with America. The problem with America is that we are not thinkers independent of our handlers. That is
the problem with the world.
That is the problem. No, don't let that go over your head, though.
With the world.
Don't let that go over your head, though.
Right.
We will not buck the system to save our lives.
Right.
To save our lives.
Which elevates it, because then it becomes a problem with the world. Around the world, humanity is being devalued by authority and fear.
Facts.
And I don't like that.
No, facts. But the problem is we can control it. You want to tell me, let's get China on the board one good time. You have to know there's a reason that they don't show TikTok the way they show it in America and China, right? Because it does what? It poisons the mind. I'm coming up right now. I spoke at big shout out to Fayetteville State University, and I was there speaking the other day, and it was amazing, obviously, right? Being able to share my experiences, get to hear theirs, and mold them together in a way that we all leave with some type of action item, some steps to take. And what I realized in that conversation, big shout out to True Pettigrew and Tamika Pettigrew who put that together. If I'm honest, it took me to that conversation at Fayetteville State University to realize I have another job to do. This is one of them, right? Created this platform so we can have these thoughtful conversations and hear opinions and not agree. But then I want to apologize to the youngins. We often talk on this show about things they could be doing better, and we understand and hear them at the same time we're trying to make them better. But they don't get that enough in person. They got to hear it. And then a lot of times this goes over their head because of all the noise in front of this podcast. The other podcast got so much noise they can't even get to the information. But the moral of the story and the point is there's information, right, that we have that we know being senior statesmen. We elders. So we have a certain level of responsibility, right, that we got to give these kids this information, and not only give them the information, but we got to leave after we come to an understanding. We got to leave with actionary items.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got to leave with things we got to do as a community. And when I was talking to them kids, man, the reason they fuck with Uncle Kenny so tough is because I am them. I start off the conversation, I was locked up at 18. You're going to get to the minutia ASAP by telling somebody the truth. You know what I'm saying? And they be so in, and then they looking at my clothes. And they be like, how old are you? You putting that shit on? And you got something to say? And I think that's how I'm able to connect. When you look at the nation and when we show it, we got 30-somethings. How old are you? House? You 29 and a half. We got 40-somethings. We got 50-something. Then we got people that came over from another, you know what I'm saying? But my point is, the thing I'm trying to say, we have a unique ability to connect, and that's our job. That's our job. And if we can't connect on how gun violence is, our children are suffering the most. If we can't communicate, but you got to show them. This idea I got, y'all gonna change the world. But anyway, so that's I wanted to talk about gun violence.
Wait,
yes, please come.
Wait a minute. You hovered over some stuff. And I need to go back to something.
Well, break it down.
You said you walk in and they see you. We have to humanize ourselves to each other.
Facts.
Because people a lot of times look at you and be like, oh yeah, you got it all together. Baby, if I told you my story, because I actually sat down to start writing a speech the other day that I don't know when I'm going to use.
Right.
But my opening statement was going to be this. A lot of y'all don't like me, and that's okay. Because it doesn't matter. Can I connect with you? Yes. Can I show you something that I've been through so that you won't go through it? Yes. Am I somebody that you can talk to about whatever? Yes. But do you have to like me? No. I don't have to like you either. But I'm going to respect you, and I expect you to respect me.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And I want to say this. I've learned. I can't say things that I'm going to do out loud anymore. And not before they happen, because people steal my ideas and do the things I do so much that I got to relax. Because I was just about to tell y'all what the tour is, what it looked like, and the name of it. The name is unreal. So anyway, with that said, thank you, Sugar, for saying that. But I think how we show up authentically is how we are received. Mm-hmm. And that's why that speech is going to work wherever you first say it on the tour I'm talking about that I will not name. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got one more point in the United States of America versus everybody. It is the Donald Dump ideology, okay? And a lot of you black folks, I want to say nigga, but I'm going to stop saying it on this episode. I'm going to try. Maybe not this episode, but it's coming. But you niggas, we, ladies and gentlemen, are the biggest culprit in the support of the Donald Dump ideology. And I'm going to tell you why. White folks ain't changed. Been that way. We know exactly who they are. But you niggas disgust me in the way that you've accepted the way that they do things versus the way that we do things. And you know the way we do things and what we supposed to and not supposed to do. I don't care if you ain't like your parents. You loved your big mama. Big mama had the same conversation with your mama and daddy. Even if it missed a generation, you heard it from her. Do not sit here and tell me you don't know the rules. Do not sit here and tell me that you are not aware of your responsibility and what you're supposed to do for your community. You cannot say that. As much as we are adored with bullshit, I'm talking about as much as it's poured on us and we adore it. You know right from wrong. You know what you ain't supposed to be doing. As much bullshit get through the matrix, that good shit get through too. You know a line in the Martin Luther King speech if you never heard it or read it in your life. You know a line. One line. You know a goddamn bar. Yes, you do. Y'all acting like y'all have no sense of responsibility. You acting like you not supposed to do some shit, man. And this Donald Dump ideology, man, since he's gotten in office, y'all have used that as a pass to be just like him, to do the things that quote unquote they do. Yes, you have. All of y'all been stealing publishing. Yeah. Y'all take publishing from these kids. You know that's their lifeline past the hype. You know that's their lifeline if they never came with another. You know that, but you take it. Regardless of what we all have to do when we first start, you can make it right, but you take their publishing. You take it. You don't care. That's the Donald Dump ideology. Oh, yeah. You're a movie producer. You got the plug. You could go right to the man and get some shit made because they trust you. And yeah, you take it from another creative when you were given an opportunity. Oh, yeah, you're part of the bullshit. You support the Donald Dump ideology. Oh, you're a community leader. Oh, yeah. You got the opportunity to tell people where the opportunity zones are in your city. You got the opportunity to put people in perspective for waste management, this, that, and the third, but you don't want to tell nobody because guess what you're doing? You calling Billy.
Hoarding.
And you and Billy gonna do the side deal because you ain't caring about nothing, but that ain't your expertise. See? But you don't need to know it because you got it.
You talking
but the person that wants to do it and been doing it their whole life can give a better opportunity than you gonna get it to the other person. And I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna leave this for a whole nother episode. You could try to keep a good motherfucker away from something, but I promise you, end of the day, the get back is real. It ain't no get back at you. It's to get back what I work for. Cause you motherfuckers ain't gotta give me shit no motherfucking way. I'd rather get it on my terms and my pace. Hello? This is gonna be an episode cause I got to bust some guns on a couple people now. It's coming. I gotta do it a few episodes away, so you know what I'm saying, it ain't so hot. You know what I mean? But this This thing we do to each other is a travesty. And this Donald Trump ideology that y'all are y'all don't even know you're glorifying that. You don't even know you're glorifying it. That's the problem. You just an ignorant nigga, with some money and some control power where you can put some shit in position. You just gonna be that nigga. You gonna only be that nigga. I'm gonna stop saying the word nigga. I'm opening up the floor.
Let the church say amen first, shit.
Yeah, I'm like, woo. Can we keep going?
Yeah, we listen. We the problem.
Yeah.
Shelly, go ahead, Shelly. Go ahead, Shelly.
The Holy Ghost over this mother.
Go ahead, Shelly. I'm sorry. I'm about to start preaching.
Yeah, because you already did. Preaching and going in a way that I just heard something earlier, and with this time of, the revolution will not be televised, but don't turn on the TV on Tuesday and think you're gonna see the revolution.
You just had a bar on accident, though. Wait, you said the revolution will not be televised. Will be? Did you say will or will not?
Don't turn on the TV.
Yeah, but don't turn on TV. I was trying to wait a minute. Hold on, that shit was a T-shirt almost. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's bars.
But I implore people and to go back and read a letter from Birmingham when MLK was locked up.
Okay, hold on. Assigned reading. What is it called?
A letter from Birmingham jail.
Okay, we having a community discussion about that. This is an action item. We are going to read that together in the next 3 weeks. Put it on the calendar, Tiffany. We're going to have a show about the letter from Birmingham.
I implore people to really think through it and read through it and understand what revolution and what King was saying in jail, and look at what's happening with Mr. Dump Dump.
Yeah, Donald Trump ideology. Y'all all part of the problem. Come on, Haas. I feel it.
I got it right in front of me right now.
Letter from Birmingham.
He did his reading early. Okay.
And I wanted to bring it up because you thought I was going to Whitey. Yes, you did. You thought I was going to Whitey, huh? But you motherfucking, you woo, boy, man. And it's depressing. I ain't gonna hold you. As a 50-year-old black man and worked hard as I have to get everything I have, and I still gotta fight. Kenny Burn, now goddamn, if I ain't proved that it ain't about me and I'm working on behalf of God and put my people in at least the right frame of mind when you're with me. If I ain't doing that, tell me I ain't shit. Just goddamn, but come on, y'all. You got the best version. Listen, and that's when you have the best version for the task at hand, ladies and gentlemen. When you have the best version for the best possible outcome for you, not the person. Everybody for hire is a fucking spoke in the wheel. That's what you leaders don't understand. Mm-hmm. You leaders don't understand that having the best makes you the best. It ain't no.
You know what I realized?
What do you realize, House?
We need an organ. But I also realized they don't want the solution. You want me to tell you why? Because they realize sometimes valuable motherfuckers, right? Yeah, let's talk the facts. Valuable motherfuckers get in front of you. And you realize my 1 year of work will discredit your 40-year legacy.
This is true in this setting. This is true in the medical field.
Yes.
This is true in mathematics.
Anywhere.
This is true in everything because they have built so many industries off of ignorance and miseducation of the Negro. Let's do that. Ooh. They built so much stuff off of that they don't want to fix it because then that's going to mess up the whole system that they built to stay above and elite. You're not really elite. You really dumb.
Yeah. Hold on. Round of applause.
Talk about it.
I want to say this as we.
That's Sugar Ray, y'all.
Yeah. Dr. Sugar, she's special. And she smells good. I'm gonna say this, and I want to hurt somebody's feelings, only so that we can repair your thought process. So whoever feels this in their spirit, I want you to own it. Y'all keep asking for reparations if you want to. All right? You keep asking for reparations if you want to. You're going to spend your entire life to possibly get some and can't enjoy it. okay? I need you to relax and release all of that shit, because while you up here complaining about what you owe, and ladies and gentlemen, we are all owed something. You are not getting anything. You are not getting anything. You up here complaining about what somebody didn't do for your ass applies to everything you do. Everything. And that's our motherfucking main problem. And the reason we can't identify our own culture today. We don't appreciate where we at. We don't appreciate life. We don't appreciate life. You wake up every day with a new opportunity. You still talking about what somebody owe you. Ooh. I'm gonna go around the table. We're gonna end it with this. I want to see how you act when you get out your own way. But what are you about to say, Sho?
So the thing I wanted to say was, you just stated, you always are looking at what somebody else has done to you and using that as your excuse, right? And then you said, I'm waiting to see what you do when you get out of your own way. We have been at a disadvantage from the beginning of time.
Facts.
Not only were we at a disadvantage from the beginning of time, but then the crack epidemic happened.
Right.
And the disillusion of the black family started, slavery. Then we've been at a disadvantage and still have been the smartest, the best,
most resilient.
But we are not looked at in the same way because of our melanin. We're not looked at in the same way because we're judged in a separate entity. We're judged from a separate perspective. Yeah. The lens that they look at us from is totally different because we're supposed to be stronger.
Yeah, no.
Medically. We're supposed to work harder because of slavery. We're supposed to be combative because of the way that we've been treated all these years. So we have never been a step ahead, but we've always been better.
Yeah.
So it's like we're fighting against two evils, but we are also fighting against ourselves because we haven't done the inner work to know that we are better and that's okay. And to also know that we are still behind and that's also okay because we ain't got to pass them because we better anyway.
Yeah. But a round of applause because you're a motherfucking genius. That's why we call her Dr. Sugar. But I'm going to say this, and it's to Sugar's point. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel when you're in your bag? How do you feel when you hit a home run? How do you feel when you know that you're working on something that means something to you? That's the feeling you should have. You shouldn't bury the weight of your ancestors because you are their greatest dream. Your life is their greatest dream. They only dreamed of having the ability to wake up and do what the fuck they want every day. You can do what the fuck you want every day, but you live in the past. And I'm gonna tell you again, ladies and gentlemen, when you stand next to anybody, black, white, indifferent, how you feel about yourself is how they see you. You can't tell me motherfucker don't put me on pillows when I walk through. I walk on the same floor everybody else, but my community raises me because of the way that I project. It ain't got nothing to do with my accomplishments. When I had nothing, I was the same energy, the same fucking light. And that's why I implore you to step into your light. And if you do not have one, which everyone does, but if you do not, get the fuck up under somebody else's and learn. Learn how to appreciate your fucking self. Y'all, we gotta get better at that. Since Sugar and I just hogged the mic for the last, I want to give Shelly and Haas opportunity to close this episode out. How you feeling? And we'll start with you, Haas, and we're going to end with Shelly.
To sum this whole conversation up, I'm gonna pass this message to the nation, to the audience. Question the reason for your root and the outcomes of your ovations.
Hold on, let me. That's some shit we gonna.
Dream is real.
That's some shit we gonna figure out next week, nigga. Ooh, Negro. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop saying nigga. Shelly B, let's close this thing out like some players.
Listen, appreciate the cultural pieces that are in your life for you to learn how to get out of your own way.
Mm-hmm. And cultural, ladies and gentlemen, don't mean what you see and want. Hello? Culture has everything to do with your history, the way that you have learned how to break stereotypes, generational curses. So please, let's start defining culture. as well. So round of applause for all y'all. I love y'all in real life. This has been an amazing episode. I tried to tackle 3 important conversations for the nation that's happening in the United States of America versus everybody. And before I leave, I just want you to think about one thing. You know, where would you rather be other than here? And without further ado, I will say our credo, and I'm going to try to do it together. We're going to count down. Let's start with real. All right, you ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, the dream.
Dream.
You know, and Sugar, you just do it to just, all right, bye, y'all. The dream is real.